wait a second, you actually hit the play button here? Like, you actually want to hear something about the Pittsburgh Penguins after that thing? Last night? Wow, you are made of tough stuff. Good morning to you. Good Tuesday morning. I'm Dejan Kovacevic of DK Pittsburgh Sports. This is Daily Shot of Penguins. It comes your way even after complete double overtime cataclysms bright and early every weekday morning. If you're into football and or baseball, I also offer up daily shots of Steelers and Pirates, both of which will be considerably more upbeat than this. Islanders 3, Penguins 2, double overtime. Tristan Jarry passed the puck right up the gut, right to Josh Bailey from the Islanders. If I didn't lay my eyes on it, I wouldn't have believed it. I still can't believe that it happened. I've been racking my brain now for hours trying to remember the last time I saw a goaltender choose that route from that position. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, goaltenders will occasionally try that middle breakout, but they're below the goal line, and they have forecheckers coming at them from either side. This defies belief. He had a Penguin to his left, he had a Penguin to his right, and he had 3 Islanders up the middle. And he dropped the puck and tried to fire it up the middle. What's the best possible outcome there, you know? What are you thinking? What? I don't know. If you're still listening to this, then the chances are at least reasonable that you're seeking some kind of hope. That's what fandom is all about. You have hope that your team can overcome. You have hope that your team can be the best, can ultimately win a championship. And when that hope is not even just pulled away, but stomped on and spat out after it's chewed up, it's tough. It's tough. I'd never covered anything like that. The only other occasion which I can remember of a home game for the Penguins presenting itself with something that deflating was the obvious case in 1993, but also when Tom Fitzgerald scored for the Panthers in 96. I wouldn't even really compare or throw into this category Evgeny Kuznetsov's breakaway goal against Matt Murray that ended the Penguins' Stanley Cup run at 2, because, you know, they had just won twice. You know, it didn't feel like the end of something. It felt like, oh, well, we'll get them again next year. This was something else. I mean, this wasn't an elimination. The other 3 examples I gave you are elimination. But this was home ice, and this was a crowd that, by the way, and I'm not criticizing or anything else here. Everybody's free to feel however they want. I'm just going to try to describe it to you, okay? They were waiting on this. They were waiting on this for hours. The moment Jordan Eberle scored to tie at 2-2 in the third period, everyone was just waiting. Something's going to happen. Something's going to go wrong. And they were going to just hang on until it did. And then it did. Like that. And you're still listening. You're still listening. You think I'm going to offer hope. This portion of Daily Shot of Penguins is brought to you, always, by Fubo TV. The monthly cost of cable is over $200. Fubo TV is $65 a month to watch all the same channels, including AT&T Sportsnet Pittsburgh. You can try it out as one of our listeners and get 15% off your first month by going to FuboTV.com/DK. One more time, it's FuboTV, FuboTV.com/DK. All right. I'll give it a shot. The Penguins dominated play. They did. Not an opinion. It's not a positive spin or anything like that. It's actual verifiable statistical fact. 77 shot attempts to New York's 40 in 5-on-5 play. It's hard to dispute that, And as Mike Sullivan himself said afterward, he felt it was the Penguins' best game of the series. And you know what? It was. They solved everything about the Islanders except finishing. And there's going to be a lot of singing, especially from out east, about Ilya Sorokin. Sorokin can be beaten. Brian Rust beat him from 55 feet with a slap shot that he doesn't even possess. Sorokin was really, really good otherwise on this night, but Sorokin can be beaten. He's not even a designated starting goaltender in the NHL. No, I'm not sitting here comparing him to Jari or anything ridiculous like that. I'm just talking about this game, this performance. The Penguins dominated the Islanders. If you're looking for positives, there's that. I asked Sullivan afterward how he felt about that, independent of how it wound up.
Michael, what can you take, especially from your second period, but in general, with how you guys played, dominated possession, you did almost everything that you had talked about wanting to do going into this game.
Yeah, I was really proud of the team. I thought we played a really solid hockey game, and all four lines were going, all six defensemen. Tristan made a couple of big saves for us throughout the course of the game. I was really proud of the group. I thought we played with some swagger. We had some confidence. We were on our toes. I thought we played a speed game. It was unfortunate we didn't find the net a little more often, but sometimes that happens in this game. So we've got to put it behind us. We got to look for the next one. We've got to win one hockey game. That's the way I look at it. That's what I said to the players after the game. We have a lot of leadership that's been through a lot of experiences in this league, especially in the playoffs. And so we'll just keep this thing in perspective, and we'll go to the island. We'll put our best game on the ice.
He's not lying. He's not saying that, hey, chin up, boys. He saw it. You saw it. The Islanders saw it. The Penguins players saw it. They lived it. They did everything but finish. And a good amount of that points to the fact that they didn't, here comes that term again I've been using with you now for a few days, bear down. They didn't bear down. When you have a chance to shoot, don't just flick it. When you have a chance to shoot and you're Jeff Carter and all you've ever done in your whole life is shoot first, think later, don't try to pass it off to Jared McCann. Still can't believe I saw that one. But it's conceivable. It's conceivable that the Penguins could dominate again and that Sorokin would kind of go back to his level and the Penguins could get a bunch of goals, even a series out, bring it back home, and see what happens. There, how did I do? That's all I got. Anything I say right now is going to come back to, yeah, but Jari's not going to stop them, or Jari stinks, or whatever else here. Jari has cost the Penguins now 2 games in this round. He's cost them 2 games. Almost single-handedly, but he's cost them. He's been the principal reason that they lost 2 games. And that's too many in a best-of-7 series. Is he capable of bouncing back? Sure, we've seen it before, and we saw it in this series early on when he struggled in Game 1 and looked really, really good in Game 2, and then in the Game 3 fight fest, he was, standing tall and taking care of business and whatever else here. But this just doesn't have a great feel to it. It doesn't. I guess all things are possible if you're looking for hope, especially when the team that you'd be pulling for, meaning you, has dominated the other team in time of possession and other metrics, because those things do matter. They are future forecasters. They're extremely accurate. The teams that do well in these statistics do well over a sustained period of time. But guess what? We're running out of that. We're running out of time in this series. And maybe in this era. Wow, crazy stuff. When we come back, just one question. Welcome back. It's time for Just One Question, and that's brought to you on this program always by the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, where they're committed to providing food for all of our neighbors in need across Western Pennsylvania, and they need your help in turn. Visit pittsburghfoodbank.org to find out how $1 can be translated into 5 full meals for those in need. pittsburghfoodbank.org. Today's question comes from Todd Canterbury, who says, "Hey Dan, do the Penguins seem deflated or defeated after the game? If they can somehow come back from this, that'd be epic." Well, Todd, after the game, the only players made available were Chris Letang and Brian Rust, and neither of those 2 individuals has a deflated or defeated bone in their body. So I don't feel like that's going to be representative when I share with you that they both sounded defiant and confident and aware that they themselves had performed very well in terms of possession and shots and everything else. And for that matter, defending. They did a lot of good things. They also were aware of the fact that they could have finished more plays than they did, that they could have found ways to get the puck through Sorokin. Maybe that's more traffic. Maybe that's more tips and deflections, which, by the way, Sorokin didn't have to stop many on that count. A couple, but not many. But deflated or defeated, wow, no. I mean, that's not what this group is. And even though Letang and Rust and then Sullivan each took turns saying, "We lost as a team. We lost as a team. We win as a team, we lose as a team." Even though they said that, they also acknowledged how the game was actually lost, without finger pointing or without saying anything bad about Jari, but just by recognizing out loud that a massive mistake was made. And that they aren't on the hook for that massive mistake. They can separate those 2 things. They can see that this opponent that had given them so much trouble in Game 4 was the same opponent that they generated 77 5-on-5 shot attempts again on this night. So they're not going to be intimidated by the opponent. whether they're intimidated by the situation, by facing being eliminated or anything like that, or worrying about their goaltender, which is something I brought up a lot earlier in the series, which is the last thing you want to see them doing, because if they start worrying about whether or not he can make a routine save, all the things that they're good at will go right out the window. Yes, if they can somehow come back from this, that'd be epic, borrowing your line there. It would. It's not unthinkable. It's not unthinkable. They were the better overall team in this game. They certainly can be that up there. They've won up there. They've won back here. What they have to do in this series is win again up there and win again back here. They do have the better talent. They do have the better depth. They do have a lot of answers to a lot of the challenges that the Islanders generally pose to other teams. But they're out of clock. They're out of clock. They're out of mulligans. They're out of, oh, well, we'll get them next time. They have to go out and perform tomorrow night. And they have to do what they did in this game and finish and not have their goaltender lose his brain if they make it to a second overtime, for crying out loud. If you made it through this show, you deserve some kind of, ultimate Penguins fan badge of honor. I'm not kidding. I don't know how you ever pressed the play button. I'm grateful that you did. I'm grateful to Todd for the question, and I'll be grateful to have you back listening again tomorrow when I'm back on Long Island. Maybe covering the game that forces the Game 7 in Sydney.
At Point Park University in the heart of downtown Pittsburgh, they understand there's no substitute for real-world experience and career-building connections. Their innovative curriculum engages students with distinctive experiential learning opportunities. Point Park's pioneering co-op program empowers qualified students to work in full-time, paid positions with their corporate partners while earning college credits. Visit pointpark.edu/works to learn more. Career ready. That's the point. Point Park University.
Your front door, your car, your gym locker, your gun. Safety is a habit. Learn more about how to keep guns safe and secure. Visit projectchildsafe.org.